It is a gorgeous day outside today.
What is going on, everybody? It is your favorite YouTube airman coming at you again with another video, and this time we're going to be doing Air Force BMT Breakdown Week 2. This is where your BMT experience starts getting a little bit more interesting now. Like, you've been there a decent amount of time, you know a little bit about what you're doing, so now they're going to start training you on more things. So we're going to go over all those different things right now. So what would be the first thing I think you guys are probably going to start learning at this point? It's going to probably be, this one kind of depends on your MTI, I kind of heard, but this one will probably be EC procedures. So you'll have a procedure on how when someone, like a fellow airman, trainee at the time, I'm sorry, your MTI, someone else, just anyone tries to come into your dorm, you'll have a list near the dorm of like who has the authority to enter your room, and that's how you know. So it'll be like, so someone will knock and you'll go, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to try and find the procedures online, so if I'm wrong, I'll find you guys real ones, but this has been a while since I've done this. So go EC proceeding, sir or ma'am, may I help you? They'll say, let me in. So they'll hold up their CAC, right? And go checking one white common access card for trainee so-and-so, verify, proceeding special instructions, check for members of the opposite gender. None seen. Checking for commissioned officers. None seen. Do you vouch for your wingman? Yes. Are the hallways and stairwell clear? Yes. Please stand clear of the door. Then you'll close the flap. Let them in. It's that simple. I mean, it can get a little frustrating because MTIs, my MTI at one time, oh my god, this was hilarious. Someone, maybe, I don't remember if it was my MTI, but somebody came up to the dorm and held up a banana. And you have to verify this. So you'd be like, checking one, like you'll trace it with your finger, checking one yellow banana, verifying one yellow banana, not verified. Can I refer you to my MTI? Can I refer you to CQ? Nope, have a nice day. It was stupid. What can you really do about it? But you know, it is what it is. So EC procedures, you probably learn some of those, and then you'll start getting like into your rifle. Like you'll have one in your dorm. I know the 331st closed. I don't know if any of the older squadrons are still like being used, but in my squadron we had like the newer lockers, and they had the rifle like in a section on the locker, so you could see it from there. What you'll do then is at that point in time you'll start learning how to take it apart. You'll actually have a section on how to clean it. So how to do all of that. You'll be timed on how fast you can disassemble it and then reassemble it. It sounds hard. 11 pieces. It's very small. So I don't think you guys have any big problem. I was really worried about that, and then I actually went to basic, and then I'm like, nah, dude, this is easy. I think I did it. Oh, I want to say minute 30. I think that's about right. Minute 30. So you guys will be totally fine. Don't worry about that. Sorry, I'm like walking around trying to make it like a bit more interesting for you guys instead of just like looking at me straight up. I'm just trying my flow. If you don't like this kind of formatting, let me know. I'll change it up. So we might just go for a little bit of a walk, but I don't want to like walking with the camera because that looks kind of fishy to people. So I'll just like stay in the general area. So next thing you guys should probably learn about is probably to start going over heavy and drill movements and how you as a flight will function. Like you'll finally have set in stone your element leaders. You'll get set in stone your dorm chief, your guide on. Then you'll learn, like, usually by that time you'll know where you stand in the flight. Like if you're in the front, if you're in the back. If you're short as hell and you're in the front, just get to the back, man. Like, come on. You should know better at that point. So don't do that. You start learning, like, this around the third week. You start learning how to do columns, your drill, how to move realistically as a flight, as opposed to just like doing the whole turning 90 degrees to your right thing, which they start you off on. I have videos on that. So if you want to go see them, go check them out. I'll put them in the description. Put a link up here. Yeah. So if you guys want to go watch it, you can. If you want to learn, get ahead of the game. Other than that, let's see what else you got that week. You have a lot of classes. I can't name them off the top of my head. I'll put them up here if I can find them. And you'll be learning more. Like, they're going to really start weighing on you. Like, you got to get ready for your EOC. Like, it's going to be the biggest test of your life. I'm not going to sit here and say it was the easiest test I've ever taken, but I'll say if you stress, you're just going to add unneeded stress to yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Don't be worried about it. It's not that difficult. No sense in it. Now the MTIs are going to start really getting on you about your dorm details. Your dorm needs to be set up perfectly. Like, even though my flight, we were so bad with details, man. Like, we sucked. We got a master sergeant came in during, I think, near the end of the 6th, 7th week of training and destroyed my flight because our dorm was just set up terrible. You know what my detail was? I was stairwell crew. I wasn't even in the dorm when we had details. You know what we did? We just sat there and talked for like 15 minutes and we're like, okay, for 15 minutes, back in the dorm. That's all we did. Make sure you guys are really trying your best on that, because some people really just like to bullshit their way through. Please don't, because you will get more rewarded about that later. Like, your MTI will give you more base syllabus, and if you stay consistent on it in the upper weeks of your training. And now you're gonna have more on your personal appearance. So like, if you go outside looking like, as my MTI would say, a bag of donut, won't be a good day for you. Worry about your shaving, make sure your APUs look right, stuff like that. So make sure you look perfect all the time, because it's at this point you should know somewhat of what they expect of you. So don't, like I said, don't be that guy who looks like a bag of donut. And then not only that, I think at this point you'll have another PT test after your initial one when you first got there to see if you've improved. Usually everyone improves. Like, my run time, oh god, I think I did my mile and a half in 13 minutes, and I had like 41 push-ups and 44 sit-ups. It was bad, really bad. And then at the end, on my final test out, I had a 10:38 mile and a half and 61 push-ups, 64 sit-ups. So I did much better. My final score was 96. I would have had Thunderbird if my runtime met the criteria. Fortunately, it didn't, but overall, I scored a 96, so I'm all right. But yeah, you have another PT eval, so make sure you guys go all out on those. Don't go all, if you want to really impress your MTIs, don't go all out on your initial one. It sounds terrible to say this, but don't go all out on your initial one. Even my recruiter said this, because then you'll blow them away in the next ones. So that's my 2 cents, but if you want to go all out and just make sure you keep improving, by all means. And then you'll have job classification interviews. I believe for those who go open general, you have interviews. For those of you who have jobs that are a bit more sensitive in some areas, like if say you're Intel or some kind of crap, then you'll have that, like you'll get interviewed and you'll have to go through all this kind of paperwork. It's a pain, but you have to do it. And when you're open general, I believe, so you'll figure out your job, I believe, in the 5th week of training. No, 6th week, because 5th year at beast, so that doesn't work. So the 6th week of training, you'll know your job, you'll know where you're going, stuff like that. It's kind of like the whole time you're like scared, like, oof, what are my jobs gonna be? You get some cool ones. My buddy got aerospace propulsion. I'm so jealous. I wanted that job. It was one of my top 10. And that's basically it for your 2nd week. You'll notice as weeks go on, you'll start doing less, just like a little bit, but more major things come up, and it's just preparation for those bigger things. So like this is where you start getting into the routine of things. Like you start knowing what you're doing. You're not like so scared to like walk out of your dorm, this, that, and the other. It's a good time. Honestly, I would go back. I'm not saying I'll go back to basic, but I miss it. It was fun. Looking back, I mean, it wasn't fun at the time in hindsight, but now I liked it. And I really appreciate my MTIs for what they did for me, and you will eventually too. So that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, like me walking out outside, talking to you, trying to make it more interesting for you. If you like it, leave in the comments. If you don't like it and say, I can't see you, or whatever, I don't like the moving around, that's cool. Leave that in the comments as well, and keep leaving more comments for a Q&A I'm trying to do. And other than that, I will see you guys in a couple more days. I'm going to try and do more and more videos as soon as I can, because my channel is doing really great at the moment. I'm so thankful. Thank you guys so much for that. And I will see you whenever I see you, because I don't plan shit very well. See ya.